So here's the big question we're tackling today. Can machines actually be creative? Or are they just, really sophisticated copycats?
Yeah, it's a huge one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And our mission for this deep dive is basically to cut through all the noise. We're using this really insightful article, AI Creation or Clever Remix,
Mm-hmm.
as our guide.
Mm-hmm.
We want to unpack what the experts and, frankly, the data are really saying about AI's creative chops. Think of this as your shortcut to getting your head around this whole debate.
And the article, it dives right in, setting up these really different viewpoints. It kind of forces you to think about what we even mean by creativity now with AI in the mix.
Right.
So on one side, you've got someone like Noam Chomsky. He doesn't pull any punches, call things like ChatGPT basically high-tech plagiarism.
Wow, okay. Plagiarism. That's a strong take.
It is.
But then almost immediately the article brings in the other side. You have OpenAI's Sam Altman.
Yeah, and he's more aligned with the physicist David Deutsch.
And their idea, the core definition of creativity, is that it is reworking prior ideas. Yeah. Like that's what creativity fundamentally is.
Exactly. So if you accept that definition,
Then AI systems, the ones we have now, they're definitely doing that. They're engaged in that process.
right.
And this disagreement, right at the start, it just perfectly frames the whole conversation, doesn't it? This whole deep dive into what creativity even is when machines can generate stuff.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is how the analysis shows researchers trying to, well, probe this with actual studies.
Okay, like how?
Well, there's this one notable study they mention looking at diffusion models, the AI behind a lot of those incredible images you see generated everywhere.
Oh yeah, those are amazing.
Right. But this study found something maybe a bit surprising. Their outputs, they can be highly predictable.
Predictable.
Yeah, if you know the random seed they started with and the data they were trained on, it sort of throws cold water on the idea of some, mysterious emergence happening inside the AI.
Okay, so predictability. That suggests maybe the AI's originality isn't quite a spontaneous spark. It's more like tied directly back to its training.
That seems to be the implication, yeah.
Yeah.
Constrained by the data it learned from.
But okay, here's the twist. The article points this out too, and it really makes you lean in. Multiple studies have apparently shown that humans often rate AI-generated ideas as more creative than stuff made by other humans.
Right. That's the paradox.
Yeah, like for writing essays or brainstorming weird uses for, I don't know, a paperclip,
Right.
or even coming up with gift ideas. How does that square if the AI is just, like, remixing old stuff?
Well, this is where a crucial distinction comes in, according to the analysis. AI isn't necessarily inventing like a human does. It's more like it's a master of elaboration.
Elaboration.
Meaning it can just churn out tons of detailed ideas really, really fast. And that speed, that volume, it creates this illusion of creativity.
Ah, okay, so it looks creative because it's so prolific and detailed.
Exactly. But when you dig into the data, it suggests AI struggles with, like, true originality. It tends to recycle concepts it's already seen rather than creating something genuinely new. It's about quantity and speed, which, we often mistake for actual original thought.
That is a bit of a mind bender, isn't it? How our own perception gets kind of tricked by the output.
Yeah.
And the research, get this, even points out this irony where, in some studies, they actually use GPT models themselves to rate creativity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the AI's ratings only moderately lined up with human ratings. It makes you wonder, are these tools subtly shaping how we even perceive creativity? Yeah. Especially since AI speed makes it look good in timed tests compared to us slower humans.
That's a fascinating point. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, some computer scientists mentioned in the article suggest this helpful way to think about it. The easy problem versus the hard problem of machine creativity.
Okay, easy versus hard. What's the difference?
So the easy problem is just making outputs that look creative, which, as we've said, AI is getting really good at. Speed, elaboration, detail, check, check, check.
Right, it can generate impressive stuff.
But the hard problem, that's about producing genuinely new ideas without needing human inspiration to kick it off. That's a whole different level, a much higher bar to clear.
And that's where current AI maybe falls short.
That seems to be the argument. And what's really telling, something the analysis highlights, is this trend. Remember how everyone was initially amazed by AI novelty?
Oh yeah, it was everywhere.
Well, apparently, public fascination is already starting to fade a bit. Its tricks are becoming more familiar, losing some of that initial charm.
Which ties right back to the question, doesn't it? Is it real creation or just a clever remix repeating itself?
Exactly. And ultimately, the author doesn't really land on a hard yes or no. They sort of acknowledge that, okay, maybe creativity is just transforming past inputs.
Which would mean machines can be creative, in a sense.
In a sense, yeah. But the author personally feels today's systems still lack that spark, that, human-like originality. It's not quite there yet for them.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap what we've dug into here.
Yeah.
There's this core tension, right? AI can definitely make stuff that looks creative. It's great at elaborations, incredibly fast.
But its actual genuine originality, that's still up for debate. It seems pretty tied to its training data. And thinking about it in terms of that easy problem versus the hard problem helps frame it.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, it's probably worth thinking about how you view the stuff AI generates in your day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Is it for work, just stuff you see online?
Mm-hmm.
Is it truly new? Or is it maybe a very, very sophisticated rehash of things that already exist?
Yeah, it's a good question to keep in mind.
And here's a final thought to chew on, something the article touches on. If public fascination with AI's novelty is already fading because its tricks are getting old, what does that tell us about our own definition of creativity? How are our expectations of what's new going to change as AI keeps getting better and more integrated into everything?
That's the big question moving forward, isn't it? How does this change us?